a really good example of that was my first ever shift in fracture clinic. So it's shiny new junior, and I was doing everything by the book. So lady had a plaster removed from a leg, and so I was measuring goniometer, doing the whole thing, doing it all properly. And all of a sudden then I looked up and she'd glazed over, passed out, making this awful noise. And I was like, but also your training just kicks in. It's one of those moments where you stand up, lay the bed flat, all those things you've been taught. You kind of have the not so panicked shout where you go, help please, that kind of shout. And then obviously doctors arrive, oxygen, nurses, and within half an hour she's come back round, simple vasovagal, she's having a biscuit and a cup of tea, and it's all good, she goes home. And then about 10 minutes later, I fell apart and had a good cry. So the classic story was, as a youngster, good at sport, played football to a high level, got injured, spent a lot of time with the physios, never really made it. But ultimately, it's not really the case, never really made it. It was more kind of, it becomes kind of the way that you then become aware of the profession. So yeah, the first day was one of those classics of getting off a bus, loaded up with bags, and then meeting, 32 other physios in our year, all in the same boat on the same day. But a real positive day. It was a really, really good day. Now that healthcare is ultimately, the doors are opening in terms of physio. Now we've got to sing about what we do. We've got to shout about it. We've got to prove it. And ultimately, in terms of a business, it only works. It can only work if the customer, the end user, the individual, actually has a fantastic experience and wants to access your services. The one most important thing that I feel I took from my schooling at Nottingham was the confidence to think for myself. It's very interesting walking through the doors, you instantly get hit with a little bit of, wow, that was a really shaping time to my life, to who I am now and what I've become, and kind of met my wife here, and we've got 2 boys, as well as career and everything else, and it's kind of when you walk through that door, you're instantly kind of taken back to some of those times.